So the big question is, am I a CIA agent or am I an Israeli Mossad agent? Well, I get asked this quite often because I ask a lot of questions. People are curious, like, why are you asking this? Because anytime you get into any little genre or group, you got to think exactly that way. And if you're across the line, it's just like, is he an informant? What's he doing? And for Pakistan, obviously you get someone around my age, Caucasian, United States, kind of look military, kind of act military, ask a lot of questions, profile, good at prying information, good knowledge, and a lot of different things I shouldn't have knowledge in. And it's acceptable. I have no problem with it at all. And I'm actually glad that you are curious because you have to be. But a little bit about me, I know what bugs a lot of people is I come from the far right, okay? And they're supposed to be very pro-white, and supposed to hate Muslims and everyone else, and supposed to be very bigoted. But I was very, very open-minded. Because like where I'm from, most of us are Scandinavian. So if I have an accent, that's Scandinavian, Norwegian. We're the largest population of Norwegians outside of Norway. So I am very proud of my ancestry. But at that right-wing circle, my problem there, why they hate me. In fact, if I debate someone on the right wing, they will hate me more than any black, any Muslim, any Arab, pretty much anyone, is because I offend them. I'm rude. And I'll tell you why I offended them. It's because there's no hope with these people. They say, well, our ancestors built the greatest civilizations ever. We came up with all this technology, all these great things. And it's true, they did. The only problem is genetics change so quick, okay? And you look at the right-wing circles, look at these big protests these have, from Tommy Robinson to United States to anywhere, and look very close. It's a big sausage party. It's nothing but dudes. And most of them are kind of slow looking, and they have none of the genetic traits of these brilliant people that created all these great things. I mean, you look at them, they look kind of cross-eyed looking and slow, and they drink, and they're disabled and fat, and all their women are ugly. And I'll tell you why the women are ugly, because women like money. These dudes are broke. So who are they going to date? They're going to date these little liberal, rich white guys with good degrees in big cities. So what does that leave them? It leaves you with the trash, the leftover shit no one wants. Like fat, ugly, bad teeth, stinky, and just nasty stuff that you wouldn't bring to a class reunion. And it's like, hey guys, look what I got here. Yeah, I landed this. It's just like that leftover stuff. And I told a couple guys that, and my God, they hated me. They're just like, thought I was the worst thing ever. And then they had the nerve to say that I have an attitude, which I just find ridiculous. And then after a while, I'm just turning my back on them. I'm just like, if you don't want to pay attention and you don't want to see what's going on, you're going to lose. You've lost for 80 years. And every one of them, I point out stuff. I'm like, look at this, look at that. This is why you're losing. What are you? Are you CIA? Are you FBI? Are you an informant? And after a while, you're just like, dude, you are not the genetic lines of these great people invented. You're the trash genetics. The good genetics got sucked into the big cities, okay? And what they're doing is they're watching their own ass because they can't say controversial stuff. Because if they lose that big money job, then they lose their house, and then they lose their wife, and then they're fighting over the same nasty women you guys are fighting over. And they're not that dumb. And then I kind of moved on to the Russian circle, okay? But the problem there is they do not like criticism at all. And I pointed out before that sanction happened a long time ago with them, I'm like, all you guys got is oil. You're a one trick pony outside of selling weapons. And they just said, you're ridiculous, whatever. 2-3 years later, they had the sanctions. So I'm like, there you go. Next thing I point out with them is 1991. When the USSR got dissolved, you lost all your talent. You lost anyone that had money and talent. They left. They moved. All your good-looking women moved. All these high-tech guys moved. And they just got offended. They act like I was the one that did it, or they just go nuts. And I'm like, well, you can do stuff about it, and they wanted no part of it, And even today, you look at Anna Kournikova, that beautiful tennis player. She married some Spanish singer, moved to Spain. All their good athletes move, and they don't address nothing about it. It's called brain drain. And if they don't want to deal with this issue, what I've warned them for 10 years, they're going to be losers. And like I said, I am a kind of an elitist. And if people don't want to take the right steps, try, be open-minded and flexible and get to that next level, I'm not going to feel sorry for them, because I know what you're going to end up, And that's why I have confidence in Pakistan. You're smart, you're creative, and you're tough. I know a lot of you guys said, if there's a war, we'll fight and we'll die for our country, And that's why I respect it. And honestly, I think Pakistan has a better shot of having a better economy 20 years from now than Russia. Just because you're open-minded and you're tough, And I have confidence in you. I mean, I wouldn't have built my site. I wanted to put all this effort in and done all this if I didn't have confidence in you. And I'm usually right with my instincts. So I think if you're tough enough, you can get to that next level. It's not going to be easy because you have all these poor countries that want to do the same thing you're doing. So you're going to have to do whatever you can to get to that level. And my favorite quote ever from Pakistan is, "We will get nuclear weapons, even if we have to eat grass." And I just think that really sums up the toughness of the Pakistan people. And my message to Imran Khan is this, that there was a rumor that someone brought a pop bottle out to you so you could rough up a ball before a pitch. And I like that. That's opportunistic. But I think this time you're going to even have to be more opportunistic and more tough. You're going to have a handful of gravel, then the ball in one hand, and go up like you're pitching to an engine batter and throw a handful of shit in his eyes and then throw the ball a second later. That's how tough you're going to have to be.